My name is Dave Potter. I'm a West Coast tree faller, and I own a tree service as well. And I just want to share with all you other tree companies out there, especially because I've used this new service that has increased my business by 3 times just in the last year. And it's the funnest, coolest thing that is part of my job now. And what it is it's called send out cards. And when I'm up in top of a tree, I'm sitting there looking down at the customer's house and getting some pretty cool views. I click on an app and take a picture of their home, put it on the front of the card, and say, "Dear Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for the tree work. We really appreciate the business. And P.S. Enjoy the brownies from Dave and the Totem Crew." And I hit send, and I usually add brownies to it. So I go into the gift store and add a package of brownies. So they'll get in a box this big with a card placed in it. 3 days later, on their doorstep, they receive this picture of their house from up in a tree, and it's just us saying thanks. And on the back, we have our custom logo, and it's my own handwriting inside the card, my own signature, and it's just the coolest thing that's increased our business huge. I've had to go out and buy 3 more bucket trucks, 2 more bucket trucks, 3 other chip trucks, a couple of chippers, and it's just awesome. And it's actually the funnest part of my job now, just sending thanks to the customers. We send thank yous for referrals, and we send thanks for to our customers for the job. And yeah, just want to share that with you. Thanks.
So let me go up to Traci. And Traci, we've asked you to take a little extra time tonight and tell your story.
Okay. So Janelle, I am Traci Runge, and my husband owns ProTint in Kearney. We have 6 kids. Some are grown and out of the house, and some are still left at home. But for most of our lives, I stayed home and raised the kids, and he ran our window tinting business. And when we were first introduced to send out cards, it was January 28th of 2010. And in 2008, we had built a new home out in the country. And in 2009, fall of 2009, about September, the slow ag economy had finally caught up with us here in Kearney. And we started to feel it at our window tinting business. And our sales dropped to about 1/3 of what we were used to. So we had built a new home, and we had children in private school, one about to get ready to go off to college in a year. And our income was 30% of what it had been. And someone asked us if we were staying in touch with our clients, and I said, we really don't. We use paper receipts. We don't really stay in touch with them. And she said, what if I could show you a really simple, cost-effective way of how you could stay in touch with your clients? And I thought, well, that would be fantastic. So she went ahead and came over and showed us send-out cards. And before she had come over that night, we had started in September of 2009 with the really slow sales, and that continued for October and November and December, and then on into January. And we were towards the end of January, and I had, before she came over for our appointment, I had gone online and transferred all but the last $1,000 from our savings account to our checking account, and it about killed me. I was really stressed out, and I literally sat down on the stairs. I was going downstairs to put a load of laundry in before our meeting, and I sat down on the stairs and I just started crying because I didn't know what our family was going to do. I didn't know how to make our company better. I didn't know when the economy was going to pick back up. But I sat down on the stairs and I just prayed and asked God to show me a way that I could help my family financially. So I went downstairs and put the laundry in, and I came back upstairs, and then my friend came over to show us the system. And when she showed us the system, it made sense to me how we could benefit from it for our business. And so we got started the very next day. And the way I started was I just started using it for ProTint. And we really had no budget to be sending out cards to our clients because sales were horrible. And, we didn't have any extra money, but I thought this is something I have to do. And so I started with a simple 2-card thank you campaign. I sent a thank you card and I followed it up with a postcard coupon. And by April, our sales were up 25%. And I don't mean 25% over the 1/3 that we were doing. I mean, we regained all of that. We're back up to what we had been and had increased another 25%. So it was immediate impact. And now here we are a little over 7 years later, and I was figuring it out today. And I always say that we do 3 times what we used to do in sales. I figured it out today, and it's more closer to 5 times what we used to do in sales.
Wow.
So, yeah. And we actually got to a point where for a while, we had to hire help. My husband asked me to stop sending cards and brownies to people. And,
Too much love.
yeah, and we're actually at that point again. We had our full-time employee quit. And for a while, our grown son was working for us, but then school started back up again and he left and went back to college. So we are back to, it's just the 2 of us running the business. And my husband literally asked me yesterday if I would come work with him for a few weeks just to take the edge off because he's so busy. And so I will tell you, this system not only works for growing a business,